It's been a long time since I made a video. Um, I know last time I talked to you was when I was gonna take the CCRN. It's been over a year. So I ended up taking the CCRN and the CMC and the GRE, which is the worst test I've ever taken. And that's because I hate math. Um, so I ended up applying to about 12 CRNA programs, and so far I actually got 6 interviews and 3 outright rejections, and I'm still waiting from 3 others, and that's just because the deadline is not till January of 2021. So from the 6 interviews that I had, so I they have all been completely different. So it's funny that some people tell me, "Oh, shouldn't it be getting easier as you interview?" Well, yes and no, and that's because it's easier if they formulate the interview, and it's not black and white, because they can either be a combination of clinical questions or just behavioral, get to know you type of thing. Some of them can be just very random, like I had very, very random questions, such as, who is your favorite person in the world, and why. And then I've had others like, can you tell me how propofol works in the brain? How does it affect action potentials, type of thing. Um, so when I when I interviewed the first time, looking back, I'm like, Jesus, I was so unprepared, just because they want you to give very detailed answers, especially if they're asking clinical questions. You want to make sure you show them that even if you know things, show them that you know them, because they want to know how much you know as far as pharmacology, as far as just why you're doing what you're doing. And they want to really know that all the procedures and drugs and whatever you do in your ICU, make sure you're a master of that. Whatever you do, show them that you're excelling, you're a master of your craft. Because I really want people who are leaders, people who go out of their way to really know their stuff. Um, and I'll be honest with you. So I applied to so many schools that, after getting so many rejections, so I got 8 rejections, and I'm even counting the ones when I interviewed. I got 8 rejections, some of them back to back. After a while, it starts to hit you. You start to feel like you're incompetent, that you're not good enough. My confidence went. Uh, it's been a terrible. It's been a terrible year, and with COVID and everything closed, I love to travel. That's what keeps my mental health in check. So combine that with rejection after rejection, and you know it was bad. So finally I woke up to a phone call 2 days ago, and I got in. I got in one of the programs that I interviewed about a week ago. As I actually heard back pretty quickly. They said 2 to 3 weeks, and I heard back from them within a week. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I was in shock. I was tearing up, because unless you put yourself through this much pain, you just can't describe how much this means to you. How much everything just, it feels like everything was worth it. And I know that this is not the end of it, but it just feels like, oh my God, all this work and effort led to something. Because I was even considering moving to another ICU, a bigger one, just because, I mean, I applied to 12 schools. If I don't get into any of them and I just get rejected, I mean, there's something wrong with me, my experience. Like, what am I doing wrong? Um, so I was willing to even take graduate level classes just to show, that I'm determined to do this. And it's just this, being an applicant has become so competitive that, you may think, oh, I have my CCRN, my CMC, PALS, whatever. Everybody has that. And if you don't have that, you're just doing yourself a disservice because you're just shooting yourself in the foot. So at the end of the day, if you are selected for interview, it all comes down to selling yourself to them. Just make sure that you're confident, but do not be cocky, and do not forget to send that thank you letter, email them, thank them for their time. I mean, the faculty, and mention something related to whatever you guys spoke to them about. And when you're interviewing, whatever it is, always related back to anesthesia. So if they ask about tell me about teamwork in your unit, just bring it back to anesthesia, just how it relates to it, how whatever leadership, knowledge, drugs, it will translate to anesthesia when you become if you become a student. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's been quite the journey, and oh man, like I'm so happy and grateful that I was given the chance to finally do this, because I've been trying I mean, everything that I've done up until today, since I was a student, has led up to this moment. Um, I always knew that I wanted to do this when I got to shadow a CRNA during a cabbage, and I was just blown away by what they can do. It's just incredible, and I'm like, man, I wanna be that person one day. I wanna hopefully have be as competent, and they're just amazing, and hopefully inspire somebody else to pursue the same path. Um, and yeah, so it's been quite a year. Lots of, I don't want to say bad things, but not a whole lot of goods have happened this year. A lot of my plans have been canceled, but this has been the best thing that's ever happened to me, and I will keep you guys updated.